So imagine 85 years from now, way down the road, I'm much older, gray headed, with fine wrinkles on my face, and I'm strolling around my garden. I'm staring out and thinking about my life. I'm thinking about the decisions that I made, the things that I did and I didn't do. What would I be thinking? What would I change? Would there be regrets? Hello. My friends call me Blooming. I guess that means you can call me Blooming too. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. Today, I'm starting a new chapter in my life. I'm documenting and sharing my journey to self-discovery. Over the past 30 plus years, I've lived with a roommate in my head. Fear. Fear of what? Fear of the unknown. Fear of what could happen next. Fear of public speaking. So what would happen if over the next 365 days, I did the very thing that I'm scared the most of? Public speaking. You know, I read a short piece in Brene West's book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And one of them is wishing that I had the courage to live a life true to myself. I remember one cold November morning. It was about 10:47 a.m. I was working on my laptop when I spotted the mailman. Excitedly, I rushed towards the door, beaming with smiles as my long-awaited package had finally arrived. About 2 weeks earlier, I had ordered 17 books written by Dr. Miles Monroe. I paid the custom fees and I rushed back into my dream chamber, as I fondly call my workspace at home. I reached for a pair of scissors on my desk and I opened the box as though I were a little girl finally unwrapping a Christmas gift. I neatly arranged all the books except for one, Understanding Your Potential. Therein in the book, I learned that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but a life of no purpose, a life with no purpose. Just driving past any cemetery, one will soon realize that the wealthiest spot on this planet is not the diamond mines of South Africa. It's not the oil fields in Iran or Iraq. The wealthiest spot on this planet, it's right here in my neighborhood, in your neighborhood, is a cemetery. The graveyard, because buried in the cemetery are dreams and visions that were never fulfilled. Books that were never written, ideas that never became reality, stories that were never told, visions that were never manifested. Therein in the graveyard are paintings that were never painted, songs that were never written, and books that we will never read, because in the cemetery are great manufacturing plants that were never built. Right in the cemetery are sermons that were never preached, giants that died as dwarfs, and visionaries that died blind. The cemetery is pregnant with wasted potentials. The graveyard is buried with beauties and talent. Buried in the cemetery are treasures that make God weep. Why? Because buried inside you and I are dreams that no one knows about, ideas that God has planted in our hearts that lie dormant and unused because of inaction. Yes, inaction. Businesses that you've been thinking of starting but you've not started. Paintings that you've been planning on painting but you've not started. Books you've been thinking about writing. Ideas that you keep procrastinating on. What bothers me is that we may never see your paintings. We may never listen to your song. We may never read your book. We may never see your business bloom and flourish. We may never experience the invention that you keep procrastinating on. I have been guilty of this as well. Since 2018, I had the idea of starting my YouTube channel, but I procrastinated for 2 years. I came up with all the excuses why it was a bad idea. Remember the unwanted roommate I told you about? Yes, he kept on telling me, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not talented. Besides, blooming, you stammer. Who will listen to a stammerer? You don't even have what it takes. You're not beautiful. So many voices. But today, I have decided to rob the graveyard of my treasure. Today, I have decided to disappoint the cemetery. And when the morgue gets my carcass, it will be empty because I chose to die empty. I will not contribute to the wealth of the graveyard. I will stretch myself and discover and unleash the purpose of my existence. I will attempt the things that I've been afraid of doing. Public speaking, writing, teaching, mentoring. I have decided to rob the graveyard of my potential and make sure that I deliver to this generation and beyond all the things that God has deposited inside of me. God has given every human the ability to make choices. Today's choices create tomorrow's consequences. The decisions that I make today is definitely between vulnerability and safety. It all starts with being vulnerable. Safety, that innate desire not to change or disrupt or challenge the way that things are being done. When I know deep down inside of me there is more out there. But you see, safety is the wolf in sheep clothing. Do you know that fear is not even the enemy? It is the ally that I need the most. Inaction, not doing anything, is the enemy. Doubt is the enemy, not fear. This dates back to the timeless words of the Bible that says that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Mark Twain said it best. He said, do the thing that you fear the most, and the death of fear is certain. It's like jumping into a pool of water on a hot day. I have 1 or 2 seconds of discomfort before I acclimate to something better, something different, something beautiful, something experiential, something soothing. But you see, we humans, we are stronger than we think. We are adaptable, we're resilient, we are powerful. But for me to see all these qualities, I must see beyond the stories in my head. I must evict the unwanted roommate in my head. The unwanted roommate in my head that comes up with 1,000,001 reasons why inaction is the best course of action. So back to that beautiful garden, I'm thinking, did I choose the path of least resistance or the challenging path? The very path that scares me, and maybe I fall flat on my face. But I get up a little smarter. I get up better equipped, and I keep forging ahead. I keep going. I keep failing forward, and maybe I fall and I fail again and again and again. And there comes the criticism, the naysayers, the dream killers. But maybe those criticisms, they do not kill me, because in fact it does nothing to me, because I am the deciding factor. And again, I pick up myself and I carry on. I pick up some friends and allies along the way. I expand my skill set. I drive towards mastery day in, day out, doing the very thing that scares me the most. And I continue to fail forward, and eventually I look back and I see something different. Something I haven't seen before. Distance. I look into the mirror of life and I realize I'm not the same person that I used to be. I realize that simply through the process of failing and falling and rising again, I have redefined and transformed my existence. I have redefined what is possible. I have redefined the places, the people, and the things that matter to me. And finally, it dawns on me that failing, the fear of the unknown, was not even the problem. It's not even scary. It's just being a part of being a better person. That is a cost that I have to pay for greatness. I've been looking at things the wrong way, hiding from the exact thing that I should be running towards, and allowing into my life the very thing that held me down, making me think that comfort and safety was the goal, whereas those were the things that shackled my feet to the valley of regret. The voice that advised safety is a good thing. No, not for me. I'm back to the walk in the garden. I'm probably tired right now, and I'm heading towards my rocking chair. And when I sit down on that rocking chair and I look out and I think about the life that I have made, the memories that I have created, the lives that I have changed, would it be a story of adventure? a story of risk taking, a story of love, a story of failing and successes that made me stronger, better, more impactful, and most importantly, more giving. As I share my journey and my lessons with you in many subsequent videos, I hope that I can bring you value and possibly be of help to someone, because so many people have been instrumental in shaping who I am today. Together, let us rob the graveyard of our talent, of our potentials. Let us bloom into our words. Let us do that very thing that we're scared the most, because that is exactly what I'm doing right now. This is the first video I'm making. I really don't know how it's going to pan out, but you know what? I have started. At the end of the day, this life is so short. We have such a limited time here, and the moment that reality struck me, I told myself, I am going to do the very thing that I'm scared the most of. I'm going to mentor, I'm going to teach, I'm going to share what I've discovered, I'm going to share the lessons that I've learned over the past 30 plus years of my life, because I know that somebody is going to find it valuable. I know that there is so much in me that I need to deliver to this generation, and I hope that one day, someplace, somewhere, I might possibly meet you and say, hey, you, I remember your face, I remember your comment, I remember the words that you said. If you have any questions, comment, feedback, please leave me some in the comment section. I read all your comments. I really appreciate it. And if you found any value whatsoever in this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share, subscribe. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye for now. Love you.